Hey, yes, you, the one who doesn't fit any category. You might not fully understand what's really happening around you. So let me explain it in a clearer way. You walk through life thinking you're just another ordinary person, minding your own business, someone who blends into the background and doesn't draw any special attention. But the truth is completely different. There are people with influence, power, and status who have been watching you more closely than you realize. They pay attention to the choices you make and the way you move through life. Almost like it's something they're not sure they should even admit out loud. You think you're invisible, but the surprising part is that you're the only one who still believes that. Everyone else sees the shift in you. They feel the unusual energy that surrounds you when you walk into a space. They've noticed how you keep surviving things that should have destroyed your confidence or broken your spirit. They're confused and impressed at the same time. They don't know how you keep getting back up, but they can't stop watching. Lienjits. People with high status don't pay attention to just anyone. They don't waste time studying people who blend in or follow predictable patterns. They watch the ones who move differently, the ones who survive storms that should have taken them out, the ones who carry a quiet strength that doesn't make sense on paper. That's you, even if you don't see yourself that way. If you ever wondered why a room changes slightly when you walk in, why conversations pause for a moment, why people adjust themselves, why some stare and look away quickly, it's because your presence creates an effect that you don't even notice. You assume people are acting strange, but really, they are reacting to you. Powerful people notice energy before they notice titles or achievements. They recognize strength before they recognize success. They sense someone who is unbreakable before they ever hear their story. And you carry a kind of intensity that makes them pay attention without you doing anything special. Meliant, your life hasn't been easy or gentle. You weren't given clear instructions or helpful support. You had to fight for every opportunity you have. You had to become your own support system because nobody else stepped in to lift you up. You had to figure things out on your own when nobody understood what you were going through. Now, the same people who once ignored you are watching you closely, almost trying to study how you managed to grow from the struggles you came out of. High-level people don't care about where you started, they care about where you're going. And recently, the direction you've been moving in has made some people nervous and others extremely interested. You stepped into spaces that weren't meant for you, but you made them yours. You kept moving with purpose, even when you didn't know what the next step would look like. Somehow, you always managed to look like you knew exactly what you were doing, and that alone has caught their attention. Spares. There's something else I noticed. You never fall apart in public. You don't beg for attention or validation. You don't try to explain yourself to people who will never understand your journey. You just keep going with quiet determination, holding yourself together with nothing but your own willpower. People in powerful positions admire that because they know how rare it is. They know how many people crumble under pressure long before anything significant happens. But you stayed strong through moments where most people would have given up completely. Some of these high-status individuals aren't just observing you. They're waiting to see what you do next. They're watching to see if you rise higher or step back. They're waiting to see whether you take the power they've had this whole time, but never realized you were carrying. Meanwhile, you still think nobody sees you. Liend. What's actually happening is that life has been preparing the environment around you. It wasn't hiding you, it was building anticipation. People at the top can sense when someone is about to break through and change their entire life. They can feel the shift long before the world sees it. To them, you feel like a plot twist that hasn't been revealed yet. They don't know exactly what you're capable of, but they know it's something. They know you aren't finished. They sense that your story has a chapter coming that is going to surprise a lot of people. And here's the part that would shock you if you fully understood it. Some people are hoping you rise, and others secretly hope you fail. But all of them are watching. Your path is being observed from places you've never even stepped into. People you've never met talk about you as someone they can't quite predict. They wonder how you appeared out of nowhere. With this much inner strength and intensity, you may not feel special or powerful. You might not see anything extraordinary about yourself because you've simply been surviving. But that's exactly why they're watching. Because you're real in a world where many people perform and pretend. You're unpredictable in a world where most follow scripts. You're rising in a time where many stay where they are out of fear. Your very existence challenges what people expect. Your choices shift the direction of rooms and conversations. Your energy stands out because it's not something that can be neatly explained. You're just trying to make it through each day, but they see someone who could change the entire landscape if you fully stepped into your potential. And even your smallest decisions are noticed. People analyze moves you didn't even think were important. They try to understand your patterns, but they can't because you don't move like someone who relies on perfect planning. You move with instinct, raw, natural instinct, and somehow it keeps landing you in the right places. That's what throws them off. High-level people rely on formulas and predictable behavior. But you're different. You have this mix of chaos and purpose, like you're guided by something deeper. You make choices that look accidental, yet end up hitting the mark. You change the energy of a room just by being present. And even if you don't see any of this, they do. They see it clearly. And people watch you so closely because you confuse them in ways they can't quite explain. And what they don't understand is that your strength didn't come from easy moments or comfortable situations. It came from surviving difficult experiences. You developed your backbone quietly, without anyone noticing. You became resilient in the dark, while dealing with things alone. You built confidence by getting through situations that would have overwhelmed most people. When someone is shaped by hardship like that, they don't move through the world the same way others do. You carry the weight of your past in your eyes, in the way you stand, and in the way you move. You carry stories that nobody else knows, but everyone can feel something different when you walk into a space. Deep down, you've always known that your life wasn't meant to be small or simple. Not because you were seeking, but because life kept giving you experiences that didn't match the path of an ordinary person. Life kept forcing you to think faster, grow quicker, and handle more than most people ever have to. Life put you on the edge so many times that standing on the edge eventually became normal to you. And people in higher positions notice that kind of endurance. They respect people who stayed strong under pressure instead of collapsing. They pay attention to those who survive uncomfortable environments because they know those people rise the highest. And there is something you probably haven't said out loud. You make certain people uncomfortable, even those who have more status, more money, or more connections than you. They feel intimidated because they sense that you have a kind of inner strength they don't have. You remind them of the courage they once needed, but somehow lost. Your honesty reminds them of how much they've changed. Your presence disrupts the comfort they've built around themselves. You challenge their certainty without trying. That's why some people act strangely around you. That's why certain individuals treat you like a threat, even when you've done nothing wrong. Your presence forces people to face their own limitations and the truth about who they pretend to be. Them people with status are not immune to that feeling. In fact, they feel it even stronger. They can sense when someone has the potential to grow far beyond their current situation. They can sense when someone has a direction or momentum that doesn't match where they are right now. And the way you move through life looks less like small steps and more like someone preparing to make a major leap. They watch you because they know that once you stop doubting yourself, once you stop shrinking to make others comfortable, once you accept your own voice and presence, you will step into places you never imagined. You will follow paths most people don't have the courage to walk. You will rise in ways that no one will be able to deny. You will become the version of yourself that your past tried to prevent you from becoming. And that is exactly why they're watching you so closely. They want to witness the moment before everything shifts for you. The moment before your mindset changes. The moment before you suddenly realize that everything you survived was actually preparing you. People with influence can feel when someone's story is building tension and heading toward a breakthrough. They can sense that something important is forming around you, even if you don't feel it yourself yet. You think you're unnoticed, but you're not. You think you're unimportant, but you're not. You think you're just living your life, but in reality, you're becoming a topic of conversation, someone people are trying to understand, someone whose potential they can't categorize yet. They watch the way you handle setbacks, the way you stay silent, the way you recover, the way you refuse to stay broken. They aren't watching because you're insignificant. They're watching because something in you is building up, ready to unfold. What's surprising is that you still walk around trying not to bother anyone, trying to keep the peace, trying to stay small and quiet while everything about you, your energy, your presence, your growth, is pushing you toward transformation. Sometimes you feel a pressure in your chest during the day, a strange sense that something is moving behind the scenes. That feeling isn't anxiety. It's your life rearranging itself and making space for who you're becoming. High-level people can sense that before you can. They can feel when someone is carrying momentum that doesn't match the level they're currently on. They can feel when someone has a presence that exceeds their circumstances. They can feel when someone is holding potential that is far too large for where they are now. That's why certain people stare at you longer than usual. That's why others watch you quietly from a distance. They can feel the shift building around you, even if you're still trying to understand it. Some people with influence suddenly behave in strange ways around you. They become distant, awkward, nervous, or overly curious, and it's because you are not just another person in the background to them. You're not invisible. They see you as something developing, something powerful, forming over time. But the truth is, your own humility often blocks you from understanding the impact you already have. You think you're just getting through the day, but you're actually influencing people without trying. You think you're simply surviving, but you're leading by example. You think you're figuring things out quietly, But there are people who look at your endurance and feel inspired, even if they would never say it. People with status and reputation watch how you keep going even when you're tired, confused, or carrying heavy emotional weight. They notice that you didn't quit when life pushed you to the edge. Heck, they recognize strength when they see it, and nothing draws the attention of powerful people more than someone who refuses to break lanes. They also see how you navigate life without a safety net. They notice that you handle everything without leaning on anyone for constant approval. They see that you think for yourself, that you don't chase validation, that you don't put on a performance to impress people. That kind of authenticity is extremely rare. It's intimidating because it can't be controlled. It's valuable because it can't be taught. People in high positions are not moved by perfection. They're drawn to the kind of person who builds themselves from the inside out. You didn't get your confidence from praise or handouts. You didn't develop your strength in comfortable situations. You created who you are in silence, in difficult moments, and in experiences nobody else fully knows about. And people with influence can sense that immediately, even if they can't explain why. They notice the way you walk with a history behind you, the way you speak with a calm understanding of consequences, the way you look at the world with awareness of how hard life can be, and still keep going. That is exactly why your path is being watched. You are unpredictable in a way that makes people pay attention. You're resilient, grounded, and unmoved by superficial things. You're not easily controlled, not impressed by status, and not dependent on others for your identity. That combination makes you powerful in a way that cannot be faked. Some people admire you for it, some feel threatened, and some feel envious, but all of them are watching. And the surprising part is that you are only using a small portion of your real potential. Even the small amount of strength and clarity you're walking with today, is enough to shake people who are used to being steady and unchallenged. They aren't looking at just who you are now. They are watching who you will become once you fully step into your abilities. You're not even close to your full potential, and yet you already unsettle people who have spent years building their status and reputation. Meanwhile, you're just trying to get through each day, trying to breathe, trying to figure out your next step. And still, these people can't stop paying attention to you because you don't fit into any of their predictable categories. You're not weak enough to ignore, not loud enough to dismiss, not polished enough to underestimate, and not easily controlled. You exist in this unique middle space where you're quiet but powerful, humble but intimidating, unsure but still moving forward with purpose. People in positions of influence don't know what to label you as, and that confusion is exactly what keeps their attention glued to your journey. Lend, you are the type of person who makes others question themselves, even without saying anything. You unintentionally expose the insecurity behind other people's confidence. You make even successful individuals wonder what you've survived to carry the kind of presence you have. It is extremely rare to unsettle people who are used to being settled, to intrigue people who rarely pay attention to anyone, and to be watched by individuals who normally never look down or sideways. That alone should tell you something. People with titles don't focus on someone with no title unless they sense a future competitor, a future collaborator, or a future force they need to understand. And the truth is, you're not trying to compete with anyone. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're simply living your life as honestly as you can. But somehow, your honesty and resilience speak louder than the performances other people put on. They watch the way you keep standing back up. They notice how you protect your wounds instead of displaying them. They notice how you don't make excuses or pretend to be something you're not. You think you're being quiet, but your strength echoes far beyond what you realize. It reaches places you've never been. It reaches people who once overlooked you. It reaches people who now have to rethink how they viewed you. Laned. Some of the people observing you don't even fully know why they're drawn to your story. Something about you catches their attention. Your presence, your energy, your way of moving, and they feel it before they can explain it. It's instinct, it's intuition, it's recognition. They recognize the type of person who rises steadily and then suddenly. You're not someone who makes loud, dramatic changes. You're the kind of person who builds pressure quietly until one day people look around and realize you've become unstoppable. That is why you're being watched, not because you're failing or lost, but because something powerful inside you is waking up. Your focus is sharpening. Your posture is changing. There is a quiet confidence growing in you that you haven't fully acknowledged yet. Land people with status don't overlook that kind of shift. They pay attention to it, they discuss it, they prepare for it, they analyze it because they can feel that you're going to outgrow your current environment. They know you're going to exceed the expectations people placed on you. They know you're going to rise higher than the individuals who doubted you. They know you're becoming someone who won't fit into any simple category, and they're watching the moment right before all of that becomes clear to you. You haven't fully realized your own impact yet. You still move like someone trying not to disturb the room, even while the room is shifting around you. You still speak like someone who thinks they need permission, even though important people already adjust their tone when you talk. You still doubt yourself while others analyze your every move because they see something you don't yet see. Domas. When certain people act overly polite, strangely defensive, or suddenly interested in the smallest things you do, it's not an accident. It's the behavior of people who sense someone rising. You unsettle people who built their confidence on being admired. You confuse people who thought they understood you because the old version of you doesn't match the person you're becoming. And yes, influential people feel this shift even more intensely. They have a natural instinct for detecting potential and momentum. They sense opportunities the way animals sense storms, and the way experts sense electricity before the lights turn on. You are walking with a growing strength inside you, and you still see it as something strange or inconvenient. Meanwhile, people with power can tell you're preparing to rise because they've seen people like you before. The ones who start quietly, carry their pain like fuel, and grow into a force that nobody expects.